So from Tuesday evening to Friday evening this past week, I was with a delegation of 181 high school students, adult chaperones, 2 priests, and our wonderful Archbishop to the March for Life in Washington, D.C. Now, sometime during the 22-hour overnight bus ride of Tuesday evening through Wednesday evening on the way to Washington, we had to introduce ourselves to the other 45 or so pilgrims on our bus. Now, the 15 of us from St. Pius were on bus number 3 of 4 under the patronage of Blessed Miguel Pro. And so one of the icebreaker questions we had to answer up to our busmates was, why did you come on the trip? Now, many answers were given. My answer went something along the lines is that, well, I wanted to show support to Jack Dorsey, our wonderful St. Pius volunteer who's taken a lead on this, really, in the whole archdiocesan thing, and also to support all the others from St. Pius who've gone on the march over the years. Since this is really the first time since I've been at St. Pius that it's even been imaginable for me to be away for a few days during January, given everything else I've faced here. Now, one of the pilgrims, who shall remain nameless, their answer was, my mom made me come. And another pilgrim answered in a way not too different from that. Well, those 2 pilgrims might be able to relate in a special way to Jesus' plight in today's gospel passage. Because if you were to ask Jesus why he did what he did, why did he change the water into wine? It was because his mom, the Blessed Mother, more than asked Jesus to help out the couple that was running out of wine. Jesus said it was not his time. Mary said it was, and Jesus did it. I propose there are a few rather simple lessons from the story for families. There's one practical lesson for kids, one practical lesson for parents, one spiritual lesson for us all. The practical lesson to your children is that it's important that you listen to your good parents. Yes, that's the 4th commandment, but it's also most of the time pretty good practical advice. Now, especially when we are younger, a good parent will help his or her child to expand into areas, to see places that you would not otherwise see or otherwise experience, to get from behind the screen into the broader world that will enrich your life. As I look back at my own life, I can think of some things that my parents made me do that I didn't want to do that helped me grow as a person. Cub Scouts, Webelos, 4-H, piano lessons, playing the clarinet in the band. Now, of course, there were many other things that I was involved in because I wanted to be there, especially as I got a bit older. And they helped me grow too. But my life was richer because I did what my parents asked me to do. And yours, I would suggest, would be too, if you're open to what your good parents ask of you. And while this is a bit different, I had a dream about it last night, so I decided to throw it in there as well. Not all that long ago, my sister and I were reminiscing about an event that happened back in high school that both of us, I learned, think back to quite frequently in our lives. We were both, my 10th grade year, she was in 7th grade, we were the chain gang on the football team. And there was this one lovely afternoon for a game when we were going to wear all that much clothes. And Mom said, no, you really need to wear something more than that. Well, we both listened to her advice. The weather changed big time during the game. We were so glad that we did. And as my sister said, as we were recounting the story recently, ever since then, if Mom says to wear something, I just listen to her. I do the same. At the same time, dear parents, I included there in the word good parents because I encourage you to be good parents, to be prayerful and also realistic in what you demand of your children. That what you ask of them should relate to the talents God has given each of your specific children. Not what you'd want from your ideal child, and not you vicariously living through your personal unfulfilled dreams of your childhood through your children. As an example, let's just pretend that my parents had insisted that I play hockey. I was the physically smallest boy in my class. I'm not sure I'd be up here saying the same things about listening to your parents if they would have maybe play hockey for years and years. That's nothing about parents having their kids play hockey, but it has to match the skills of the person. And then there's a lesson that's true for all of us. That not only do we have earthly parents, but we have a mother in heaven who loves us. A mother in heaven who is wise, the Blessed Mother Mary. She wants to help us. And on top of that, as we heard in the story today, she's got a lot of pull with her son. She responded with motherly compassion to the newly married couple whose party was about to fall apart and in their culture would have ended in disgrace. She is there to put in a good word and influence Jesus with our plights in life. For instance, if you're struggling with how to be a good parent, because oh, how difficult it is to be a good parent, invite Mary to ask Jesus to help you. If you're struggling with big decisions in life or other adversities, ask for Mary's help. For she loves you, and she wants to help you. But just like a mom can ultimately only be about as helpful to her kids as they're willing to let her be, the Blessed Mother needs our help for her to be able to help us. So my sisters and brothers, as we enter into this new week, may the children here be ever more attentive to our parents' guidance of us, especially if they're seeking to help us grow a bit, to move into new areas, to get beyond the video games perhaps we have mastered, and to encounter more the fullness of the world God created for us. May the parents here seek to see God's will for their children and help them grow according to that will, not according to what we personally want of them. And may we all be ever more aware of what an amazing and powerful Blessed Mother we share in heaven. One who can help us be better children of our earthly parents and better earthly parents of our children.